Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Imani Stevens claims it cost her thousands to move into her future husband's apartment while he was deployed, but he promptly dumped her upon his return.
All rise.
Brian Dean says Ms. Stevens brazenly moved in without permission, so he owes her nothing.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Stevens versus Dean. Ms. Stevens, you are suing Mr. Dean for $7,000. You say your ex's false promise of marriage caused you emotional and financial harm. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Dean, you say you never officially proposed anything. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll start with you, Ms. Stevens. You all were in a relationship, obviously.
Yes.
How many years?
3 years, Your Honor.
3 years. And you say there was a false promise of marriage.
Yes, there was.
Tell the court what happened.
What happened was we lived in Maryland separately, and he's in the military and got stationed in Colorado. So we entered a long-distance relationship after 2 years. We talked extensively, in detail, about our future together. We had plans to get married, have kids, move in together.
This was a long-distance relationship?
This was 2 years close distance, 1 year long distance.
Okay.
So we had these plans together, and I followed through on those plans, whereas this man that I was in love with didn't. We planned to move in together and start a family together and get married before starting a family.
That was your plan?
That was our plan.
Okay.
Which we spoke about in extensive detail multiple times for a couple of years.
And then what happens?
What happened was he got stationed in Colorado, so we started doing long distance. I went out to visit him about 6 times. He was able to make it back to Maryland 4 times. Then he was deployed to Germany for 7 months.
Okay.
When he got back from Germany, absolutely everything he promised was out the window. I moved to Colorado for him, and he came back from Germany and broke up with me and never spoke to me again.
Wow. Mr. Dean, first,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Secondly, how do you respond to Ms. Stevens' claims?
Well, she moved into my place while I was on tour in Germany.
Was that the plan?
No, ma'am, it was not the plan. Exactly. You just don't uproot and quit your job, and you don't move to somebody's place.
Well, how did she even get in?
Well, she had the key. We were in a relationship.
Okay.
So she had the key. But to literally not have any conversations with me at all, then you move to another place.
So
That's just not, that doesn't make any sense.
she had a key.
Yes, ma'am.
But you hadn't discussed her moving in permanently.
No, ma'am. There was no.
Why would a young woman pack up all her things and just go key herself into your place?
I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine.
So when you came back, she was living in your house?
In my house, didn't tell me she was moving there. Surprise!
But wait, weren't you talking to her on the phone while you were gone?
There was some. So when you're on tour, there's not too much communication that you can do, but there was enough communication for her to be like, hey, by the way, I'm moving in. She didn't tell me that at all.
Your Honor, I was planning to make that a surprise, but based on a plan that we came up with together.
You do agree with Mr. Dean that this was a surprise?
It definitely was a surprise.
You took upon yourself because you thought it was in line with the plan you had been discussing.
Right. I was carrying out the plans we made together.
When you made the plans together, did you say, I'm going to move in, we want to move in together by this date? Did you talk about it like that?
We did not put a date on it. He likes to say that he said eventually we would be doing this, but eventually in 7 months.
There was a plan in place, okay? As when you're in a relationship with a
What
person.
did you think the plan was?
Me, myself?
Yes.
I'm curious.
It was always 2 to 3 years. I have
A 2 to 3 year
yes,
plan.
I'm military, ma'am.
That's
so
the marriage and the children.
I'm military. So everything we do in the military is planned out. Everything she's saying is accurate. We talked about marriage. We talked about moving in together. We talked about kids, et cetera, but it wasn't within that 7 months.
Coming up,
Before he left, he had just been talking about the long distance being too much. Him wanting me to be with him where he
that don't
was.
mean moving my.
and later,
It's very sensitive, and I became the face of erectile dysfunction, as you can see with those comments.
Did you make a lot of money?
I did not. I made $80.
Oh, my Lord.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Imani Stevens, who brought Brian Dean to court over a bitter breakup.
The long distance had only been 7 months thus far before she moved in?
No. The long distance was for a year. I was in Germany for 7 months.
So
and
during
while I
this-
was in
okay.
Germany is when she bum rushed my crib.
Bum rushed.
Absolutely.
I think you're taking it a little far.
She
I think maybe she invited herself long term.
He gave me a key.
There are plants in my house. When I got back to, there were no plants in my house prior. Plants.
You're welcome.
There's makeup. It's just all type of stuff. I'm like, what are we doing here? You can't just move. And then there was no communication as far as her actually coming and moving in.
When were
It's
you
one thing
supposed
to
to? When
visit.
was the move in your understanding, Ms. Stevens? When was the move in supposed to happen?
In my mind, it was immediately. Every time I'd come to visit, he started talking more and more about how long distance is getting really hard for him and that he wants me to be there and he doesn't want to wake up without me next to him.
Well, he wasn't even in the country then, so.
Right. But
I guess she took that upon herself to be like, oh, he's gone, I'm gonna move it. Me saying I wish she was
one
there.
at a time.
Before he left, he had just been talking about the long distance being too much. Him wanting me to be with him where he
that
was.
don't mean moving my.
Okay, well, we could have had a discussion
So
about
you're
it.
suing for $7,000.
Yes.
Talk to me about these damages you say you incurred because of what you perceive to be a promise from him.
So first there's the leaving Maryland. Leaving Maryland includes giving up my apartment, leaving a lease early. It includes
Nobody told
leaving
you.
my
You
job.
broke your lease?
I broke my lease.
Your Honor, she
I
broke.
had connections in Colorado that were established connections. I'm in the tech world, so it's a small world, and you have a good reputation. It's not impossible to get hired in another state you've never been to. So I had plans to get another job. He loves to act like I just quit my job with no prospects.
So you broke your lease. What other damages?
I broke my lease. I sold a lot of my things.
That means you would make money.
No, I mean, I'm giving up my apartment. What else? I gave up my apartment and I gave up my job.
Did you bring receipts from these? I mean, you've got to
Yes, Your
substantiate
Honor.
$7,000.
Yes.
May I see them, please?
Yes, there's also travel expenses in here, moving expenses, and the mental damages.
She wants me to pay for a move that I didn't agree to. I didn't agree to this move. Why should I have to pay for this move?
You did agree to this move.
No, I did not.
You got
All
deployed
right.
and forgot everything.
Let's get some order. And let's look at these bills. Travel costs. The flight was $900. A $400 baggage fee because you had a lot of bags. Shipping your car, $1,700.
Big money.
Airfare for mailing your personal belongings and your furniture, $2,500. You booked professional house movers. And then you charging him for the relationship therapy sessions,
Yes.
$500. Did you all do that therapy together?
Absolutely not.
So you just went to therapy on your own?
I went to therapy as a result of this situation.
Oh, so that's what the emotional harm is, and
Yes.
you needed to go to therapy.
Yes.
Lord, Lord, Lord.
He never responded. He never once called me, texted me, nothing. He got back, kicked me out, and that was it.
What else is there to say? You moved into my house. We didn't talk about that. There was nothing else to say.
You keep saying you're so big on having conversations, and yet you never had one with me.
There was nothing else needed to be said.
Why couldn't you talk to me about it then?
You moved
I could have gotten an apartment in Colorado. I could have gotten an apartment in Colorado.
You should have. Why didn't you?
Maybe I was in the process of doing that. Maybe we could have discussed that.
It's like a soap opera.
We could have.
I feel like we're on like a soap opera. I'm watching my granny's stories.
Who surprises somebody with moving in?
Somebody who thinks that they're being loved and told to come.
You were being loved.
Okay.
But I didn't.
Okay. Let's get some order. What is clear here is y'all sure enough didn't have no agreement, because there is no meeting of the minds. You all are not on the same page. Nor were you ever. Now, Ms. Stevens, I'm sure you're coming to court saying that there was an enforceable contract because you relied on his promises. And I can see it's making you upset. I can see the tears forming in your eyes. I can tell that you really loved him. I can tell that you had worked up in your mind how incredible it's going to be. And I'm going to tell you this, as a woman of a certain age, you are not the first, nor will you be the last, that's ready to fall in love and commit and be in a certain type of relationship that maybe the other person is not ready to be in. And that happens for men as well. So you created a huge moment, this surprise. And you admitted in the courtroom that it was a surprise and he didn't know anything about it. But at the end of the day, there was no enforceable contract here. And he did not make a promise that you relied on. You spoke about possibly getting married and being together in the future. For that reason, I have to dismiss your claim. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is dismissed.
Ultimately, lessons learned, and I learned a lesson for sure.
I just felt rushed, I felt bombarded, and as a human, I am allowed to end a relationship that I'm no longer comfortable in.
Coming up.
I wasn't lying to him, or I wasn't trying to mislead him.
Well, you were vague.
Maybe so, but I wasn't trying to
Not maybe, definitely, because you could have put erectile dysfunction supplement, but you didn't.
Yeah, and he also didn't ask.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. A.J. Penner claims he was deceived into modeling for an erectile dysfunction supplement, and his career took a huge hit as a result. Tyler Hardy says Mr. Penner never asked what the product was, so there was no deception.
Good day, everyone. Good day. This is the case of Penner versus Hardy. Mr. Penner, you're suing Mr. Hardy for $1,650. You say the defendant didn't disclose the product for a modeling campaign, and it harmed your career. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Hardy, you say that the plaintiff didn't ask for specifics, correct?
That's correct.
I'll start with you, plaintiff. What happened? What type of modeling gig was this?
It was a shoot for a medical product that wasn't specified. I did ask, and all he said was medical supplement, which led to be very misleading. I do have evidence here, which we can discuss
later. Please sit
later.
it up. So you're a model?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been modeling?
I've been modeling for 2 years now.
As a professional?
Yes.
Meaning doing campaigns, getting paid?
Yes.
And, let me get my glasses, honey. So A.J. Penner signed a model release form. He won't own the pictures. You waive any rights to review or approve. You're of legal age. And the description of the images are going to be for a medical supplement campaign. And you execute.
It was one picture for the campaign, which is the first one, and that is the viral...
I don't let erectile dysfunction define me.
Yes.
All right.
I became the face of erectile dysfunction, as you can see with those comments.
Did you make a lot of money?
I did not. I made $80.
Oh, my Lord.
Coming up.
It could be a little confusing, as if it was Mr. Penner needing an erectile dysfunction pill.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with a dispute between A.J. Penner and Tyler Hardy over a misleading modeling job.
I lost all gigs that I had lined up. I had 11 gigs that were lined up after this shoot, and they all contacted me. They're also in your evidence in
You
front
lost
of you.
gigs because you did an erectile dysfunction campaign?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
Because they did not see that my face would be fit because of the image that erectile
We
dysfunction
regretfully
brings.
have to withdraw our offer. Due to recent events, we no longer feel like you're a good fit. So, Mr. Hardy, how do you respond to this?
I wasn't lying to him, or I wasn't trying to mislead him.
Well, you were vague.
Maybe so, but I wasn't trying to.
Not maybe, definitely, because you could have put erectile dysfunction supplement, but you didn't.
Yeah. And he also didn't ask. As a small business owner, I'm wearing lots of hats, and I'm trying to do the jobs myself. So I'm also lining up the clients, I'm lining up the talent, I'm lining up the photography. I shoot the photography myself. That particular day, I was working up against a deadline. If he would have asked me what specifically would have been the brand, I would have told him, but he never asked.
Your Honor, he told me it was for everyone, and this is very specific for men with sexual problems, not for everyone. And that is what he told me when we signed that contract.
You know what's interesting, Mr. Hardy? You never told him this, and you just were so vague. And the way you said, and he never asked. And I think using the term medical supplement was clearly because you didn't want to say what it was.
It does say that it's portrayed by an actor on the advertisement, so I wasn't trying to mislead anybody.
Right. I mean, I think most people can understand that this would potentially be an actor. However, when you use a first-person quote, it could be a little confusing, as if it was Mr. Pinner needing an erectile dysfunction pill.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
I think, Mr. Hardy, you had a duty to disclose that material fact, and I think you held it back on purpose. It's this court's finding that you should have, in this contract, been more specific. And that led to this entire job being misrepresented slightly in a material way that had a huge effect on his career because he's proven damages. And for that reason, I am going to award the plaintiff $1,650. With the understanding, Mr. Pinner, you don't need to be signing any more contracts without getting a lawyer or trying to get an agent. And if you don't know what you're signing, you now know, you've learned, right? Now, there's no shame in erectile dysfunction. If you got it, you might need this. But you should at least know before you attach your face to that, because it did have an effect on your career. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judgment for the plaintiff for $1,650. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $1,650.
You should be more honest with the next models that you sign on and be more specific with your contracts.
I apologize if you felt like I misled you. That wasn't my intention. I will say that millions of people have seen your face now, so you're welcome.
Please follow me this way, gentlemen.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.